Welcome to another episode of Mr. Mustache Craps. I hope you're having an awesome day as I am. So today, for my dice throwing practice, I'm going to just jump right in, and we're going to talk about cold table strategies. So when I get to the casino and I come up to the table, and if it looks like things are just not doing very well, assuming there's no other tables to go to, I'll examine the table, look, watch how the other players are playing, get a general feel. And once I've determined that it's just a cold table, I don't want to leave without betting or without playing because that's the whole purpose for going. So I'll play very conservatively. So, of course, there's always the pass line. You could just play the pass line, take your turn to throw, wait for the table to warm up. That's one option. Another option is playing the field. That's a little bit more risky, but you might make a couple bucks on it. And in today's strategies, I tell you that I use, they're not money-making strategies. If anything, they are make comp points strategies. So what I'll do quite often, I'll take, say, put $50 on the don't pass bar, because that pays almost the same as pass line, just slightly less than the 1-to-1. And then I'll do a place bet on the 6 and the 8. So I have a balanced bet. I have 50 there, 50 there. I probably wouldn't do odds, but depending what the point is. So anyways, the hope is that being they will eventually 7 out, hopefully they'll hit the 6 or the 8 once or twice. And I'll just collect on that, leave the bet up, and then eventually I'll get paid on this too. Even if they just do a 0.7 out, at least they get paid on this. So it offsets the cost. So up a few dollars, down a few dollars. But again, it builds up comp points. Comp points are a wonderful thing and they're very valuable. I have not paid for a cruise in over 4 years because I get comped. And Royal Caribbean is very good about that. So I've been very pleased with that. And I've had some really good just gambling experiences with them in general. So we'll just do a quick live roll using that strategy. And I'm not going to set the dice and use my standard throw because that'll just take up a lot of time. So 5, the point would be 5. Put my 50 there. 24 and 24 actually, not 25 and 25. Or I could do 30 and 30. Six. Okay. So 24. Ouch. 24 would pay me 30 or 28. So 25, 26 or 7, 28. And then you keep up with the roll. 7 out. Okay, so I get paid on this. It would not be exactly $50, but close enough. So anyways, so I made money on that. I would take that down. I would lose those. So basically, I would be up. I'd be up a few dollars. So for the next strategy, that's basically alternating between the come and the don't come line. So for whether to play the pass or don't pass, so if it's assuming that I'm the one throwing the dice, it does make a difference. Sometimes I'll alternate between one or the other, just depending on how I feel. But the important part of this is when I set the bet, I want it to be alternating bets. So say if I had 25 on don't pass, and then we're getting ready to have the come out roll, and points 5 again. Okay, so this time, being I've got a negative, so to speak, I'm going to bet on the positive. 5. Turns out it's a point hit. I would lose this. This would move up to, I'm sorry, that would move on to there. It's not a lay bet, it's a come bet. And then I would start again. So this time I'll do a pass because the previous time I chose don't pass. 4. Point would be 4. Okay, and this time I'm going to place the don't come bet. On the don't come, 2 and 3 pay, 12 is a push, and 7, 11 and lose. And there's a 7. So I'm not doing good at all. I should have reversed these, but hey, I'm not psychic. I don't know. So that would have lost. But with the point of this whole strategy is when you have the place bet and you do the come bet and say it moves to the 6 because that's what's rolled. Then you do a don't come and say a 9 is rolled. And then you get 3 or 4 altogether. So this would be positive, positive, negative. So I would have another don't come and then say a 5 is rolled while the point is still 4. So it's kind of an even balance. So I'll either, if I throw a 7, I lose these 2, but I win on those 2. If I hit point, or if I hit one of those numbers I lose those numbers. And then, of course, I would get paid on the pass for hitting the point. So those are a couple of safe strategies. And you can really extend your time playing using these strategies. You might win a little bit, might lose a little bit. It's up and down, hit and miss. But you will build up some good comp points. And you can play this with a relatively small bankroll, $300, $400. Hopefully you don't just get wiped out quickly. But if that was the case, I would probably walk away and come back an hour or a day later. And like I said, if nothing else, just play the pass line, be patient, wait until the table heats up, or if you're a thrower, after you've had time to warm up your arm, and you might be the one that gets the table hot. You never know. But anyways, there's just a couple of suggestions. I thank you for joining us. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. They make huge difference on YouTube. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great day and be safe.